Avatar looks directly at camera, eyes wide, barely containing excitement. Today is the day. Not a regular Tuesday, not a normal morning. Today is the day that changes everything. The day we have been counting down to, losing sleep over, dreaming about, and preparing for with everything we have got. Today, we are having a baby. I am talking hospital bag by the door, car seat already installed, a name picked out that we have kept secret for months, and a mix of emotions running through my body right now that I genuinely do not have words for yet. If you have been following this journey with us, thank you. This moment belongs to you too. And if you are brand new here, buckle up, because you just stumbled onto one of the most important days of our lives. Let's go. Avatar settles in, reflective and warm tone. Let me take you back to the night before, because I think that part of the story matters. We knew the date in advance. This was a scheduled delivery, so there was no sudden rush, no dramatic middle-of-the-night moment where everything starts and the world flips upside down. We knew. We had the date circled. And in some ways, that almost made it harder. Because you have time to think. I sat on the edge of the bed the night before and just got quiet for a moment. I looked around the room. I thought about what this space was going to feel like in 48 hours when we walked back through the door as a different version of our family. My partner and I talked for a long time that night, not about logistics, not about the hospital bag or the birth plan. We just talked about who we were before this, about how we got here, about the life we had built together and the new life that was about to become part of it. It was one of the most beautiful conversations we have ever had. I do not think I slept more than 2 hours, and honestly, I did not mind at all. Avatar speaks with quiet excitement. The day is finally here. The alarm went off at 5 a.m., and I was already awake. There is something surreal about getting ready on a morning like that, going through the most ordinary motions, brushing teeth, getting dressed, making coffee, while knowing that by the end of this day, your entire life will look completely different. I remember standing in the kitchen holding my coffee cup and just pausing, looking out the window. The street was quiet. The world had no idea what was about to happen in our family. And I thought, this is the last morning of the life we know right now. Everything after today is new. We did a final check of the hospital bag. We had packed it weeks ago, but we went through it one more time because that is just what you do. Clothes for the baby, coming home outfit, all the things we had been collecting and folding and organizing for months, all packed into one bag, ready. We took a photo before we left the house, just the two of us, standing at the front door, smiling the kind of smile that is too big for your face to contain. That photo is one of my most treasured things now. And then we got in the car, and we drove toward the beginning of everything. Avatar shifts to storytelling mode, vivid, engaging. Pulling into the hospital parking lot hit differently than I expected. I have driven past hospitals 100 times, never thought much of it. But pulling in that morning, knowing why we were there, knowing what was waiting on the other side of those doors, my heart was going so fast. We checked in at the front desk, gave our names, and just like that, the process began. We were taken to our room. The nurses were incredible from the very first moment, calm, warm, professional. The kind of people who have seen this day 1,000 times, but still treat your version of it like it is the only one that matters. And to us, it was. They got everything set up, monitors on, paperwork done, and suddenly the reality of it all just landed fully. This is happening, today, right now. I looked at my partner and I could see the same mix of feelings I was carrying: excitement, nerves, love, a tiny thread of fear, and underneath all of it, this deep and steady readiness. We had waited so long for this. We had done everything to prepare, and now it was simply time to be present and let the day unfold. Avatar keeps energy warm but honest. This part is real. Here is something nobody really warns you about. There is a lot of waiting, and I do not mean that as a complaint. I mean it as something I want to share honestly, because if you are heading into this experience, I want you to be ready for it. Between the check-in and the actual delivery, there are hours. And those hours are filled with the most interesting emotional experience I have ever had. You are in a hospital room. Machines are beeping gently. Time moves in a strange way. Some moments feel like they stretch out for ages. Others disappear completely. We talked. We watched something on a tablet for about 11 minutes before neither of us could focus. We held hands a lot. We made each other laugh because that is what we do when things feel big. My partner was incredible. I want to say that clearly. The strength and grace shown in that room was something I will carry with me forever. There are no words big enough for what I witnessed that day. And the medical team around us, checking in, explaining every step, making sure we felt safe and informed, made the whole experience feel held, supported, taken care of. So we waited, and we breathed, and we stayed close to each other. Avatar pauses, takes a breath, voice is full of genuine emotion, and then the moment came. I am not going to try to describe it perfectly because I do not think perfect words exist for this. What I will tell you is this. There is a sound, a cry. The very first sound this brand new person makes in the world, and it is the most powerful thing I have ever heard in my life. Nothing prepares you for it. Nothing comes close. Time stopped, completely stopped. And then I looked at this tiny face, this brand new human being who did not exist in the world 5 seconds ago, who we had talked to through a belly for months, who we had dreamed about and planned for and loved before we ever got to meet. And all of it, every sleepless night, every moment of worry, every hard conversation, every appointment, every time we wondered if we were ready, all of it made complete and total sense in that single moment. We were ready. We had always been ready. I cried. I am not too proud to say that. I cried in a way I have never cried before, not from sadness, from something so much bigger, from fullness, from gratitude, from a love so immediate and so overwhelming that your body does not know what to do with it except let it out. Welcome to the world, little one. We have been waiting for you. Avatar is glowing, tired but full of joy. The first hours after a baby arrives are unlike anything else. Everything slows down. The room feels different. Even the air feels different. We did skin to skin right away. That first contact, holding this tiny person against your chest, is grounding in a way that is hard to explain. All the noise of the day just falls away and it is just you and this baby and this quiet miracle. The nurses helped with the first feeding, walked us through everything with patience and kindness, asked how we were doing, both of us, which I appreciated more than they probably knew. Family was notified. There were happy tears on phone calls. There were people celebrating in different cities and different time zones who had been waiting for this news just like we had. We took the first photos. Tiny fingers, tiny face, wrapped up in that little hospital blanket that every baby comes home in and somehow still looks brand new every single time. I sat in that room in the quiet of the late afternoon and I just looked at our baby sleeping, just watched, not doing anything, just being there, being present in a way that I think new parenthood demands of you, a kind of attention and stillness that you did not know you had until it was asked of you. Avatar warm, a little tired, deeply content. The first night in the hospital is its own experience. Sleep does not really happen, not in a real way. You doze and then someone needs something and then you doze again. The baby wakes up every couple of hours. The nurses come in to check. There are sounds from the hallway. And somehow it is still one of the best nights of your life. Because in between all of that, there are these quiet moments. 3 a.m. and the room is dim and the baby is in your arms and the world outside is completely still. And it is just you and this tiny person and this enormous love. I thought about my own parents that night. I thought about every parent who had ever sat in a quiet room in the middle of the night holding their newborn. Millions of people across history, across the world, all sharing this same silent, sacred experience. There is something deeply connecting about that, something that makes you feel less alone and more human than you have ever felt before. I did not want the night to end. Even tired as I was, I just wanted to stay in it. Avatar looks directly at camera, sincere, full, grateful. So that is the day we had a baby. I have tried to share it as honestly and as fully as I can, because this channel has always been about real life, not the highlight reel, the actual experience, the beautiful and the overwhelming and the in-between moments that do not always make it into the frame. This baby has already changed us. In just a short time, we are different people, bigger people, more patient and more grateful and more aware of what actually matters. If you are on your own journey toward parenthood right now, whether you are pregnant, trying, planning, or just dreaming, I want you to know that the waiting is worth it. Every hard part of the road that leads to this moment is worth it. Do not give up on the thing you are hoping for. And if you are already a parent watching this and nodding along and maybe tearing up a little because you remember your own version of this day, thank you for being here. You already know what I am feeling right now. And that shared understanding means everything. Please give this video a like if it touched your heart. It helps our little corner of the internet reach more people who need it. Leave a comment and tell me about the moment your life changed. I want to hear your story. Subscribe and come with us on this next chapter, because this is just the beginning, and we are going to share all of it, the beautiful, the messy, the real. Thank you for being here on one of the best days of our lives. See you in the next one. Avatar smiles, eyes soft, one hand over heart.